Good morning. This is Battle of the Bargain lenses. Today I'll compare the Expert MC Auto versus the Makinon MC Auto, both 135mm F2.8 vintage lenses. So I got both of these lenses whilst thrift shopping. I found this lens for an equivalent of just $5. The Makinon 135mm F2.8 is a telephoto lens that was produced by the Japanese company Makinon during the 90s, 70s and the 1980s. It was designed to be used with manual focus film cameras and was often sold as an affordable alternative to the more expensive lenses from brands like Canon and Nikon. The lens has a metal construction which makes it sturdy and durable. The lens barrel is made out of aluminum and the lens mount is made out of brass, which provides a secure and stable connection to the camera body. In terms of sensor sizes, the Makinon is designed to cover the standard 35mm film format, which has a dimension of 36 by 24mm. This means that it can be used with full-frame digital cameras, as well as film cameras that uses the 35mm format. Next up is the Expert MC Auto 135mm, which is a vintage telephoto lens that was produced by the Japanese company Tokina during the 1970s and the 1980s. Like the Makinon, it was designed to be used with manual focus film cameras and can easily be adapted for use with modern digital cameras. The Expert MC Auto has a sturdy metal construction, which makes it durable and long-lasting. It also has a smooth focus ring, which makes it easier to achieve accurate focus. As with the Makinon, the lens barrel is also made out of aluminum and the lens mount is also made out of brass. Whilst the Makinon sits very tight on the lens mount, I would argue that the Expert is a bit more snug around the lens mount. I got this lens for an equivalent of about $2. When it comes to sharpness, first with the Makinon we'll start out with f2.8, then we'll stop it down to f4, and then to 5.6, and finally 8. And we'll do the same with the Expert MC. We start with f2.8, then step down to f4, and then 5.6, and finally 8. Here you can see a center crop of the Makinon, and then the Expert MC. And then for the corners, personally I think the Makinon is sharper in the middle, although the Expert is sharper in the corners, and they're both quite comparable when stopped down. Both the Makinon and Expert have multi-coated glass that reduces flare and ghosting and helps improve contrast and color accuracy. Here you can see me pointing a video LED light directly into the lens. Both of the lenses feature a built-in lens hood. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the flaring and blooming on these lenses. But personally, I think they're quite comparable and I can't really tell a difference. It's not uncommon for old lenses to have a color tint or cast, particularly those produced during the 1960s, 70s and early 80s, which these lenses are. This is often due to the materials used in the lens production at the time, which may have aged or yellowed over time, leading to a shift in color balance. Additionally, some vintage lenses were designed to produce a particular color look or character. As you can see in this side-by-side comparison, the Makinon is a bit clearer in its colors, and the Expert has a sorta yellow tint over the image. Both lenses feature quite a bit of chromatic aberration and color fringing wide open. However, I would say that the Expert lens controls the chromatic aberration fringing a bit better than the Makinon. Okay, so let's compare the bokeh or out of focus elements. The Makinon lens has 6 aperture blades, which creates a hexagonal shaped aperture when stopped down. The Expert MC Auto lens has 8 aperture blades, which creates a more circular aperture when stopped down. I would say that the Expert MC Auto has a more pleasant bokeh, especially if you look at the highlights over to the left. Finally, let's compare the focus breathing on these lenses. So for this test, look at the chair down in the right corner. And as you can see, both lenses are quite terrible, so I wouldn't pick a winner for this. So all in all, if you can find one of these lenses whilst thrift shopping or at a bargain price on eBay, I would highly suggest picking both lenses up. However, the obvious winner for me in this example would have to be the Expert MC Auto, which wins almost all categories. Thank you so much for watching this comparison. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I would highly suggest this other video. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.